Hey guys, welcome back to the Zampi channel. Today I want to talk to you about the 5 steps in the sales process. Okay, we're talking about positioning right now in all the videos that I'm pushing out. So if this is the first time that you're seeing one of the Zampi videos, go down to the description and you'll be able to start clicking around, looking at other videos and getting an understanding of why this is so important. Okay, the 5 steps in sales is basically the 5 times that your customer is going to come in contact with your brand. Okay, so if you can control your positioning, your messaging in each one of these steps, you can control the customer journey. Pretty cool, right? So let's start. Number 1. Okay, the first time that a customer is ever going to think about you is when they realize there's a problem. Okay? Oh, I'm thirsty. I need to go to the pro shop because I'm golfing, right? I need to go to the pro shop and buy something to drink. That's my problem. That's my trigger, right? I'm thirsty. Oh, I saw a bug on the ground. I need to call a pest control company. Oh, my car's making weird noises. I need to call the mechanic. Who comes to mind right away? And this is where the categories are super important, right? You come down to 2, information search. This is when they start Googling, my car broke down, how do I fix my car? What's wrong with it? And all of the SEO articles are going to start coming up. And if I see a local company that's ranking in that, well, I'm more likely to purchase from them rather than going to someone else, right? So I'm going to Google, hey, my car won't start, top problems when your car won't start. And I'm going to do my research, and then I'm going to Google car mechanics near me, and the Google local search is going to pop up, and I'm going to click on one, I'm going to call them, I'm going to talk about their prices, everything like that. But during that whole process, we've already hit 2 contact points where you could already be winning the customer over on your side. Okay, number 3 is after, because my car just broke down, it's expensive, right? I'm not just going to go to the first person I call. I'm going to call a couple more. And I'm going to start comparing. Okay, this guy said that they charge $60 an hour for labor, plus this much for parts. We think it's this. They need to look. I'm not sure. This guy was super friendly on the phone. I really like their discounts here. And in my mind, I'm making this list, and I'm comparing all of these different companies in step 3. Okay, step 4 is when I actually purchase. Okay, step 4 right here is the purchasing stage. That's what happens when I swipe my credit card. What is the clerk like? If you have an e-commerce or if it's an online form, what was the checkout process like? Was it really easy? Was it scary? Do I think I'm going to get my credit card information stolen? All of that is playing into what your brand is saying to the customer. And now finally, number 5, post-purchase. So if I was a car mechanic, the customer, they did all of these steps, right? 1, oh, there's a problem. Who am I going to think of? 2, I'm going to Google search. 3, I'm calling around. 4, okay, I decided to go with this mechanic. And 5, I got my car out of the shop. It's been a couple of weeks. So a lot of companies will miss this opportunity. So if I was a car mechanic and I know my customer just went through all of that, well, 2 weeks after, I'm going to call them and say, hey, this is Mike's Auto Repair. You were in here a couple weeks ago and we fixed X, Y, and Z on your car. I just want to ask you, how is it going? Did you notice any more problems with it? Is it still making that noise? Is it starting fine? And then the customer is going to say, yeah, everything's going great because you guys fixed it and you're competent mechanics, right? And then you'll say, awesome, I'm so glad to hear that. If you have any problems or it's making a funny sound, give us a call back and we can talk through it. It might be something minor, it might be something major, your car's getting that age or whatever. And now all of a sudden in that customer's mind, boom, they just found their mechanic because that mechanic cares about them. They care enough to give them a call and to remember what was wrong with their car in the first place and make sure that they're being taken care of from literally from here on till forever, right? They care about that customer. So that's why positioning and the sales process is so important because you get to decide what your messaging is during each one of these steps. Okay, let's continue with that car mechanic. The problem. So if I was a car mechanic, I only have 10 employees. We have a nice little shop, but we're not a national brand. We're local to Salt Lake. We're local to New York. We're local to wherever you are. How am I going to dominate this? right? Well, one, I'm gonna make sure my local SEO is on fire. So when someone types in car mechanic Salt Lake, car mechanic near me, car mechanic wherever your city is, I make sure that I'm gonna show up right away in the top 3, okay? And then I know, because of my customer journey, that people are only looking for car mechanics when something went wrong. So on my landing pages that people are gonna click to, I'm gonna talk about how we figure out what that problem is without any charging. You bring your car in or whatever. I'm gonna make it so easy for that customer to figure out what that problem is on my website. So they start interacting with it and they stay on that website the longest, because when they're on that website, I am being positioned in their mind as the #1 car mechanic in that area. Number 2, okay? This is when they go out of my website and they start looking at different car mechanics in the area. I want to make sure that they come back to me, okay? Or maybe they already found a car mechanic before me, and then they came to me and I ranked number 2 on the local SEO, and so they're seeing my site second. I want to make sure they stay with me. What are some offers that I can offer them? How do I make sure that they're being taken care of? How can I make the value of my service seem a lot more without lowering my price, right? Okay, now we're gonna go to number 3. When they start comparing those two, right, me against everyone else, because of all the value that I've included, well, there's hands down they're gonna go with me rather than someone else, because our prices are the same. I'm not lowering my prices, but they get so much more for that. So my $100 minimum fee or whatever it is seems like a lot lower than their $100 fee, because I get free oil change or free oil top off or all that other stuff that you can add in to just make it, you know, an incredible offer. Number 4, the purchase. When the customer actually brings their car into the shop, what are my mechanics doing? What is the lobby like? Do I have fresh drinks for them? Do I have granola bars? Is there a TV playing? Do I have nice music in the background? Do I have free Wi-Fi? All this stuff, so that when they come back, it's not like, oh, I have to go to the mechanic today and it's gonna take 2 hours out of my day. It's gonna be so a pain. How can I make that as pleasant as possible? So when they come back, they're like, okay, I could go to Mike's or Keaton's mechanic shop. Keaton's is a lot more pleasant. I'm gonna go there. And finally, that post-purchase, we've already talked about that. Give them a call after and say, hey, how's that car running, right? So chances are you're not a car mechanic watching this video, but you're learning how to grow your business, how to market it, how to brand yourself. Do exactly what I just did. The problem, information search, compare, purchase, and post-purchase, and go through your brand and your customer journey and understand, okay, first they're gonna search for this, right? We know this because of our keywords. The most searched are this. So my landing pages need to answer this question, and just go through that journey so that when someone lands on it, you are destroying every single time they have to mentally think about the problem they need solved. Okay, guys, if you learned anything in this video, click subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys on the next Zampi channel video.